Welcome back, all you Iced GT gamers. This is Iced GT coming to you live from Southern California. In today's Anthem video, we're going to be going over a complete breakdown of the Anthem lore and details on the next live stream that the BioWare developers are going to be hosting. Let's go ahead and get right into it. An announcement was made on Twitter that the next live stream post-Thanksgiving is going to be on Thursday, the 29th of November, although no topic of discussion has been announced at this time, so let's just go ahead and move on to the lore. Welcome to Planet Mirus. Planet Mirus was created by the gods, called Shapers. The gods intended to create the world in 9 days, but gave up after only 3, leaving behind their technology that they were using to create the world we call Shaper Relics. These relics are powered by a mysterious force on Planet Mirus called the Anthem of Creation. This force permeates all things.
Surrounds us and penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together.
Sounds kind of like the Force, doesn't it? And the relics tap into and channel echoes of this force. However, without the supervision of the Shapers, the relics malfunction or misfire, which modify the landscape wildly through events called Shaper Storms, also mutating the planet's flora and fauna. Within the game, there are 4 major factions: the Dominion, the Outlaws, the Scars, and the Humans. The first major faction are the Dominion. While human, they are not like you as the player. They're a military organization bent on the subjugation of those outside of their control and focusing on harnessing the Anthem of Creation for use as a weapon. They're led by a mysterious individual known only as the Monitor. When you factor in their subjugation tactics and the fact that their leader is named the Monitor, this sounds very George Orwellian to me in nature and more or less sounds like a 1984 novel rewrite. The Dominion were the ones to initially develop the Storm Javelin, which the Freelancers referred to as Valkyries. These channel a small piece of the Anthem of Creation to power seals on the arm, which are used to channel raw elemental abilities and to hover in midair. The only known place that the Dominion live is in a place called Stralheim, although it's unclear whether this is the name of a city or the name of their entire kingdom. The Dominion are the main antagonists in the game, as their actions of messing with Shaper Relics are putting the whole of humanity at risk. The next major faction is the Outlaws. These are human bandits that are scrapping by to make a living, usually carrying out tasks such as smuggling, but not much else is known about this faction currently. We'll find out more about that at launch. After that is the Scars, a relentless invasive force brought to the world through Shaper technology and with whom they have a mysterious connection, although that hasn't been revealed at this time. They're an insectoid race that for some unknown reason has chosen to take on a form similar to humans. An arcanist actually witnessed them manufacturing arms and legs that they used to reshape how they look so as to emulate humanity. They are also searching for Shaper Relics, but to what end has not yet been revealed, and this is probably being kept a secret so as not to spoil major plot points in the game. I'm sure we'll find out all about that at launch. The final major faction is, of course, the Humans. It's unclear how humanity came to live on Planet Mirus, but they are definitely not from Earth. The universe has been described as being similar to the Star Wars universe, such that in the Star Wars galaxy far, far away, there are humans there, but they are not from Earth. Humans are known to live in settlements throughout Planet Mirus, such as Helios, Bastion, Anthem, and Fort Tarsus. The main story obviously focuses on Fort Tarsus, which was founded and named after a Legion of Dawn general, Helena Tarsus, 500 years ago. It was the Legion of Dawn's arcanists who first figured out how to harness Shaper technology to power the first Javelin exosuits, and some people still say that the Legion of Dawn were the best Javelin pilots ever. The first construction site for Fort Tarsus was actually destroyed in a massive flood caused by a Shaper storm, which opened up a series of sinkholes. They ended up having to do extensive seismic testing before finalizing the current location of Fort Tarsus as seen in the game, and they continue to do seismic testing regularly to ensure that the foundation of Fort Tarsus hasn't been compromised. Within the human community, there are a number of minor factions, the first of which are you, a Freelancer, the main protagonist organization. Freelancers are independent contractors who operate javelins that are passed down to them over the generations, while performing jobs that need doing outside of the walls of the settlements, because going outside the walls in anything other than an exosuit would be suicide. Even the Grabbits, who seem relatively harmless, would try to kill a human that's not in an exosuit. Many years ago, the Freelancer organization was much more prominent and prestigious, but their fame and notoriety has faded in recent years. Even your crewmate Haluk, who is a retired freelancer owing to an injury that forces him to walk with a cane, was once a well-respected freelancer and considered all-around badass, but seems to have lost his former glory in current times. The next organization is called Corvis, a shadowy organization operating out of Fort Tarsis with an extensive network of intelligence agents, spies, and diplomats that have been likened to the current CIA or Special Forces. Their main goal being to scout out threats and remove them without direct confrontation. To do this, they mostly contract out their tasks to third-party organizations such as the Freelancers, but are not above doing their own targeted sabotage or assassination if it suits their purposes. While no details have been given yet, it's likely that the Corvus agents that you'll meet will be quest givers of search and destroy style missions. We don't know the name of any Corvus agent NPCs at this time. The policing of all of the settlements is done through an organization known as the Sentinels.
No, not those Sentinels. Those are the Sentinelese. Those are from Earth. Don't mess with them. Trust me. Look it up, it's a thing.
They're the law enforcement arm of humanity. Their organization believes in order and justice, above all else, and see themselves as a bulwark protecting the people from the chaos of the outside world. They're so valued, in fact, that in the settlement of Anthem, they are the city's primary defense force. They operate their own type of javelins, which look to be based upon the Ranger, but unfortunately, in the eyes of Sentinel leadership, they view Freelancers as a ragtag outfit whose fierce independence makes them unreliable. As such, it's rare for Sentinels to coordinate on missions with Freelancers. However, fortunately, they don't seem to have a problem with calling upon the Freelancers to help with upkeep and defense, which are the primary mission types you'll be getting from them, such as from the NPC called Bryn, a socially awkward mid-level lieutenant who is more trusting of the Freelancers than most Sentinels. Filling in the scientist mystic category are the Arcanists. They're the dedicated researchers of the world, most notably researching the Anthem of Creation, although their research spans both technological and natural frontiers. Their ultimate goal seems to be gathering, categorizing, and preserving the complete knowledge of humanity. They're trained through a number of different academies that vary depending on the avenue of study, and are responsible for reverse engineering the Storm Javelin after one was captured from the Dominion. The Arcanists also seem to be the only people crazy enough to go outside of the walls of the settlements to study the Anthem of Creation directly. As such, some of the missions you'll be getting from the faction are to find Arcanists who have gotten lost or have gone missing while outside the walls of Fort Tarsis. The final organization are the Cyphers. These are humans who have been mutated by the Anthem of Creation and gifted with the power of telepathy. Once it's discovered that they have this gift, they go to various schools to undergo rigorous training in the ability to communicate mentally over long distances, perform complex analytical calculations, and the ability to process incredible amounts of information. While there are a number of schools, some are more prestigious than others, which you could compare to the difference between, say, Harvard and a Cal State school. They serve primarily in support roles to Freelancers by providing them with information and analysis during expeditions, which include projecting trajectories for long-range weaponry and threat scanning. They do this from a place in your mobile base, the Strider, called an amplifier chair. You actually have two Cyphers in your crew, Faye, who's considered a Cypher prodigy, and Owen, 7 years younger and trained at a much less prestigious school than Faye. That's pretty much all the lore that we know going up to this point, so it's going to wrap up this video. If you liked this content and you want to see more of it on my channel, feel free to like and subscribe to it down below. If you dislike the content, feel free to leave a dislike. Please leave a comment, positive or negative. I love to hear your feedback. And as always, this is IceGT signing off. Have a great night.